I'm Scott Vanderplu, and this is the AE Index Podcast, episode 114.
I went down to the St. James Infirmary, found my baby there, stretched out on a long white table, so sweet, so cold, so fast.
Thank you for joining me once more as we delve into everything that happened at the AE Index website, aeindex.org. And we discuss it here with maybe some anecdotes and some tidbits and some off-the-cuff comments and remarks relating to what I posted at aeindex.org. Again, everything we discuss here can be found. Read the articles, check out the pictures, watch the videos, just drink it all in. Here we're going to bring it to audio. All right. This month was a bit of a weird month for me in that I didn't have a lot of reviews. I didn't have a lot of content. At the beginning of the month, my wife and I celebrated our wedding anniversary. And last year we went to France, which was a big trip, obviously. And this year we went somewhere French still, but not quite that far. So we went to Montreal, which is the main French-speaking area of North America, and an opportunity for me to look at French books just like I did in France and Belgium. So that's awesome. While we were there, of course, we ate lots of good food. I had the best pain au chocolat I've ever had. It was amazing. It was quite large, and it was buttery and flaky and chocolatey, and it was so amazing. So that was, wow. That was stunning. If you check out the post, you'll see me eating. I've decided my wife takes pictures to waits till my mouth is full and takes a picture. That's okay. We in Montreal, one of the things we did was we tried out 4 different Montreal smoked meat shops. I'd been to 2 of them before, and this time around I was trying to pick what my favorite was. I think Schwartz's is still my favorite in that you get the smoked meat plate. Their French fries are fresh cut and fried, delicious. And I like the smoked meat platter where you make your own sandwiches. My wife doesn't like a lot of meat. I like a gigantic sandwich. It was really good. Lester's was a surprise. I had not been, and it was quite nice. And then Reuben's, for the cheesecake I went, but I also enjoyed their smoked meat. Their fries were not fresh cut, which is disappointing. They were frozen, so that was not great. Otherwise, the fries experience was amazing, as was the smoked meat. For those who are not in the know, a Montreal smoked meat is a variety, I would say, if you want to put it something, of pastrami. That is very different spices and deliciousness. So a trip to Montreal is something that everybody from North America should really get a chance to do. Or Quebec City, which is the oldest established city in North America. Quite wonderful and a great opportunity to absorb some French culture. Now, while I was there, of course, I was looking for 2 things. One, because it's there were an opportunity to go to English language comic stores, mixed English and French comic stores, and then, of course, just straight French comic stores. So that was nice. Looked around as usual, tried to spot what artist editions I could find. I saw some overpriced things. I saw some underpriced things. So it's if you're in Montreal, it's well worth going around and checking things out. I would recommend Comic Hunter for artist editions. They had both Will Eisner Spirit Artist editions for $125 and $150 Canadian, respectively, which is an amazing price. And a bunch of other things. And then in the same city, I saw the Spirit Volume 1 for $250 Canadian, so double. So that was interesting. And then what I wanted, I wasn't going to buy any English artist editions. I have them all. But I really wanted were French books. So I went to the place I had been ordering from before, which was Planète BD. I order from them off booksellers.ca or Les Libraires, which is the links you see on my site for whenever I link a French book. If it's available from this Canadian store, then I put the link up, and that's well worth it. Also, it's an affiliate link, so I make some money from that, so it's worthwhile. So I'd never been to Planète BD. I went. It was a nice shop, just all new stock. And that was much the same with my experience in France, right? There's not a deep back issue section of books for a lot of the bookstores. But I was able to pick up 2 Asterix books, these deluxe volumes, or Lux volumes. I'm sorry, Edition Deluxe. And they were great. I've reviewed one recently of the previous one I got. So now I got these two. I need to get into that. The one was the Uderzo Les Combats de Chef, because also the Paper Cuts version of this in English just came out in their deluxe version. And then I thought I'm going to try something from a different artist who's Didier Conrad did the art for Asterix on Lusitanie. So I wanted to see how that presented and how that looked. Also, I wasn't paying enough attention. I probably should have got 2 Uderzo books, but that's okay. So I'll be reviewing these at some point. They're just going in my stack of to be reviewed. But the big news, last time we were in Montreal, I'd gone to the store Day by Day. And this time I went back, and they did not disappoint. They had several of the Marsu Productions version originals of the Spirou. And they were a pretty good price. They were 300 Canadian each, which I felt was reasonable. I mean, the euro is 1.7 to the Canadian dollar, so that's what, 120, was it 150? Something like that? No. 150 be 100%. So, that's when I'm looking at French books, I find if you take the French price, and by the time it gets to Canada, basically what they do is they take the euro price, double it, and that's the Canadian price. That's the experience I'm finding anyways. So I didn't think this was too bad. So I got these two. They had, like I said, they had more, but they had one that was way too rich for my blood. And then they had another one I already had. And then I'm looking at my list, and it's funny because we went back and forth. I said, oh, do you have any of the green ones? The Gomer Goof. And the gentleman spoke some English, which is very nice. Unfortunately, my French is not that great. And he just looked confused to me. I said, Gomer Goof. Franquin, he does silly things. He's got black hair. And he said, oh, Gaston Lagaffe. Right? And I thought, interesting, because his name is, it's Gaston Lagaffe. But then for some reason, translating it in English, they decided Gaston Lagaffe was Gomer Goof. So he did not have any of those, unfortunately. But Day by Day looks like the place to be. For back issues of things like this. They had just many, many bound volumes of Spirou magazine. Lots of great stuff. They had. I was looking for more Une Vie en Dessin books. They didn't have any I needed. They had ones I already had, which is nice, but also it's a good opportunity for me to they had the 2 books. I spent my budget on that and be done with it. Also, I was able to pick up 2 cloth bags, which this is a thing from Europe as well. I've enjoyed greatly. The other thing, Planet BD is the only Canal BD store in North America. So if you see a Canal BD exclusive, such as the weekly bag from Dargaud I got from them, then that's if you want something from the Canal BD affiliate stores, then this Planet BD is the only place in North America you can get it. And then Day by Day, they had a wonderful cloth bag as well. So I thought this is a great opportunity. Unfortunately, the Version Originals did not fit in the cloth bag. So I had to go with something else instead. But still happy to have these cloth bags. Really great. And I know also that when I spoke to the gentleman, he said, oh yeah, well, this is our 3rd or 4th complete set of these Marsu production books. So I thought, I'll give it every 6 months or so. Maybe I'll reach out to them, see what they have, see what I can get shipped. So exciting. Great tour, wonderful food. Really enjoyed all the Montreal smoked meat and the pain au chocolat, and then these great books. Okay, shipping changes. I should have probably discussed that earlier. We've got a couple of changes. One was a big disappointment because I was expecting. So, Charlie's War by Joe Colquhoun, Apex Edition, was supposed to be out in April and then May, and then it moved to July 22nd. It's already shipped from England. If you ordered your copy directly from 2000 AD, you probably already got it. But I'm not doing that. I'm holding out for my copy because I get it through my store, and then I'm only paying half price plus shipping. So, other shipping changes. Young Blood Vault Edition moved to September 2nd. I think that did that last month. That's just ridiculous. Now we're over a year late on this Young Blood Vault Edition. Either Liefeld's got the art or he doesn't. Or somebody can scan it and put this book together. What is happening, Image? What are you doing? And the last change was Carl Barks Pencils and Storyboards, King Scrooge, The First and Other Stories, the Fantagraphics Studio Edition. This is moved to September 15th. So lots of, this is a book of preliminary pencils by Barks with lettering, much like, hopefully more detailed than what we're getting from the Hal Foster sketchbook series. I did get the second Hal Foster sketchbook series, but it is just completely like the first one, so I'm debating whether I'm going to review it or not. I mean, do I need to review all 6? They have the exact same format. They're carrying the same art. The art is not getting more detailed. The scripts are included fully. I'm not sure I have much to say other than showing pictures of Interior 2 that looks a lot like 1. Maybe when the whole package is together at 6, maybe I'll review Volume 6 as well. Still debatable. If somebody really wants to see every volume of the Hal Foster sketchbooks, then let me know, and I can work on that. All right, those are the shipping changes. The other big article this month, and that's what I said last month on the podcast, is I wanted to work on some more of my long-form articles. So going on vacation, taking some time off, let me also work on AE Index 2025 by the numbers. So I posted this last year as well, 2024 by the numbers, where I discussed just, stats as far as what hits to the website, visitors, top pages, top referrers, and then I discussed finances. Last year I had some money left over, and this year I've spent, in 2025 I spent more than what I brought in, so not the best. I'm, $1,740 basically. I spent more than what I brought in, so not great. That's also mostly the Baltimore trip, which was, I think I put down at $1,428.80. No, $1,400 I put down. Okay, let's go. Let me backtrack there a bit. So these are the numbers. So last year I said I had 3 ways of getting my numbers, and Google Analytics was the primary source. This year I have fully used independent analytics on my website now for more than a year. It's been running, so I wanted to use independent analytics. It's a local plugin. It's just tracking information, all the hits from people. So I appreciate that. It's not just Google centric. And I'm still running Jetpack Stats just because it's there. It's the easiest thing to look at on my phone. While they want you to pay to look at the website, the stats on the phone continue to show for free. So I appreciate that. It's just a quick peek at something. I can look at my numbers every day. All right, let's look at some of these numbers. Oh, excuse me. All right. So 60% of my hits. Now these are still the Google stats. 60% of my hits came from organic searches. So of my total number of hits, 60% or 60,293 hits, engaged sessions. So that's somebody actually, hit my website. 25% or 24,863 were direct, so people actually going right to the website. 7.71% or 7,665 were from email, which I appreciated. Organic social was 3.41% or 3,392. Referral was 1,215, and then that's from other sites referring to me, not not Google search, right, or search engines. And then lastly, we've got organic video, which is 908 or 0.91%, and that is all YouTube. So that is my hits coming to the website. So as I said last year, that organic search, that is people who, like I think I mentioned before, in my day, when the Earth's crust was still cooling, if you're going to a website, generally you typed in the full URL. You want to go to AEindex, you went to AEindex.org. It took you to the site. Now people just open up a browser and they type in AEindex, or they type in AE space index. And then Google does the search for them because Google is generally the engine you're using for that. And then they click on that link and go to AEindex.org. So that is why the search numbers are so high, 60% as opposed to direct. Because people are just typing in AEindex or AE space index or Artist Edition index instead of just typing the URL. I guess that's easier, right? You never have to remember anything. You just, as long as you got the name, that does the work for you. All right. Now here are the top referrers. Now we're back to stats. All these stats are from Independent Analytics. So they say, now this is by views I've done. So they say I had 156,600 views direct to the site, 111,700 from Google, 10,338 from Facebook. So that's quite a jump, right? That's a big drop. And then from Bing, 4,557. From DuckDuckGo, 4,499. From YouTube, 1,806. From Brave, which is another, right? That's the browser with a built-in search engine. That's 1195. 631 for Twitter, 588 for Yahoo, and 295 for Yandex. So Yandex is more of a Russian search engine. Yahoo, my goodness, I didn't realize people were still using Yahoo. Isn't that crazy? And then we got the session duration. The people who stayed the longest on my site came from Yandex and Brave, followed by Bing. So apparently people who come from other search engines other than Google stay the longest. Still happy to see direct. The average session duration was 5 minutes, 12 seconds. That's quite a long duration. And then we've got visitors. So the most number of visitors, I had 40,000 visitors from Google, 36,000 from direct. So again, people not typing in the full URL. And then it goes down from there. Interesting stuff. Interesting were top pages. Again, I'm going by views. So, and actually visitors. So the homepage still is just dominating things. 55,000 views of the homepage. 20,000 visitors of the homepage. 13,000 views of the A-index format page. 7,000 visitors. Then it goes down from there. The reviews category got 9810. So I don't know if that is, you're clicking on reviews and seeing what's new, I guess. And then, this is surprising, the AE Artist Index page, 6457. And the store, 4210. This number blew me away, 4210. From 2,789 visitors. And I think last year I sold 3 books off the store page. So people are going to the store, but they're just not seeing what they want. I don't know. And then the first review to hit for 2025, David Mazzucchelli's Batman Year 1 Artist Edition. 2,525 views. So review not from 2025. Is that from 2025? We got to go to the format page and see what year did that review come out. That's interesting. Because the review following that is the Conan the Barbarian Colossal Edition. Let's check that out. Let's go David Mazzucchelli's. David Mazzucchelli's review. Nope, I reviewed it in 2024. Let's check the Conan Colossal Edition. Is that not? Soup. Oh boy, now I'm just. No, that's 2025. Okay. Interesting. So my top rated review was from 2024, or with the most hits. Wow. Interesting. Then Conan, actually a review from 2025, and then the next page, defining the AE formats. And then Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man Artist Edition. That's definitely not from 2025. Paul Smith's The Uncanny X-Men Artist Edition, 2025. Foreign AE Index, 1935 views. Then we start to drop, right? So it's nice to see the pages getting the most hits. So that means people are going for informational purposes. And then hitting up reviews. It's sad to see that it's quite a long scroll down before we hit a foreign review. I think I'm over 25 pages here before I finally see a foreign, I guess. Black White Stories, horror series, Klaus Janson. That's the bilingual magazine that had all that nice coverage of Klaus Janson. That was a really good book. I mean, yeah. And then Black Saturday Crayon was the first foreign book. So I guess that's demand, right? That's the Black Sad. Speaking of which, that Fab Editions, they've just solicited their second Black Sad book. With the shipping and things, with it being digital first, I'm really wondering about if I'm going to get the second part. I don't know. Probably not. So good stuff there. And then always interesting. I like these stats. Top countries. Just to, if you're a stats person, or you just like to know things. Obviously, the most views came from the United States. I had 127,400 views from the United States. 27,030 views from Canada. I wonder how many of those are for me. No, it doesn't count me because I always log in as administrator. I don't go to the main page, so that's still pretty good. That's 1/5 of the US hits. But then I thought this is interesting. France, 24,856. So France is up there, third place. And I expect France to overtake Canada next year. United Kingdom at 18,929. So we've got, and then we've got Australia way down at number 9 with 5238. So big numbers there. United Kingdom, 18,000. Germany, 12,000. Spain, 15,000. Brazil, 8,600, I guess, because of, I don't know why Brazil. Italy, 6288. And then the Netherlands, 3471. So some good hits there. Longest session duration on average, Brazil with, Canada, 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Thank you, all you Canadians, for lingering on the site. Brazil's next, 6 minutes, 24 seconds. Then it moves to Germany, United Kingdom, Spain, the Netherlands. United States is actually my 7th. The fastest draw on the website there, Australia, 4 minutes, 4 seconds. Okay. Those are them stats. What I didn't post is I was going to do another survey just to see, but one of my other stats told me that it's funny because basically age group, people under 40 don't even make the stats. So my visitors are predominantly male, very few females, and all over 40. I mean, that tracks. So we don't really have to get too in-depth for that. That's feels more like common sense if you hit the forum up. Or if you attend a Zoom call and look at everybody at the call. All right, now we've got revenue, money. I've got 3 revenue streams: affiliate links, advertising, and sponsorship. Affiliate links are those links you click on that I make money from. So that would be on the website currently. So Things from Another World stopped. That ended. So then affiliate links, my predominant affiliate link as far as income is actually Amazon. So in 2025, I brought in $1,283.08. This is all in the US, by the way. Followed by eBay, which was $1,038. Patreon, which is not an advertiser, that's a sponsorship, brought in $576. Things from Another World actually brought in $344.87, even though it was ending. A-Books brought in $64.54. Forbidden Planet brought in $22.95. $22.95. That's it. And then I've got my advertiser Waltz that brought in $1149.60. So sources of revenue, top source, Amazon affiliate links. Now that is also because I'm covering the globe with Amazon affiliate links on whatever country you're in. I've got an Amazon affiliate link for you. And then Walt, a direct advertiser. Walt advertises, and the agreement we have are a Walt's link appears on every page. So order online, you'll see if it's available from Walt's, it's there. And then they also have the main banner on my newsletter. So very interesting. So total revenue, I brought in $44.80.81. So $4,480.81. Last year in 2025, I spent $4,231.70 on books. So those are books that I did not get free. What books do I get free? I get Act 4 publishing books for review. I get review copies, and those are free to me. I appreciate that sponsorship by Act 4 as well. I got some IDW books in 2024. I don't think I got one in 2025. I got the DC covers. Was that in 2025? Oh my goodness, my brain is quickly melting. DC covers. Yes, it did come out. Okay. You know what I need to do? I need to look at my master chart. This is so much easier. Why am I struggling when I don't need to? 2025, I got Paul Smith. I got, what else? Neil Adams and DC Covers. And then for Mac 4, I got Jim Pearl. So it was nice. There were some books I did not have to pay for. I hope no one is disturbed that I say, but I try to be as, clear as possible with this stuff. Okay, expenses. I have an ongoing monthly website fee, hosting costs money. That's just how it is. That's $28.80 a month. I hope that includes a couple of my other websites as well, but this is just general. And then the $1,400 I spent going to Baltimore. That's my total. So total expenses last year, $5,977.30. So you take $5,930.57.30, and you subtract $44.80.81, and you see that basically I'm $1,500 over. So spent more than I brought in, which is fine. I would like to get to a break-even point, and as again, had I not gone to Baltimore, had I not spent the $1,400, I would have just spent $100 over. So 2026 currently, I have no plans to travel. Definitely wouldn't go to Baltimore a second time in a row. Last year, I know I said we went to Baltimore and the Smithsonian was closed because of the government shutdown. So that was hugely disappointing. And going to con every year is a mistake. You need a break. I need to take a break from that. And next year, I'm debating again. My wife and I are discussing taking another trip possibly. I would love to go back to France. I loved France. Maybe Italy. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to see how my points and see how my credit card points work out, see what kind of travel deals I can get, and then see about traveling to the U.S. for a convention. We'll see. All right. That's 2025 by the numbers. I realize not everyone finds this worthwhile or entertaining, but that's what I spent my time on last month, really, is getting this together, getting those stats, and enjoying myself in Montreal. All right, I did get one review. So before I mention that, I should say, I talked about sponsorships or how to support the site. Well, I just went over the 3 ways to support the site. You can click my affiliate links, which is wonderful. I appreciate that. You can click a sponsorship. So that's supporting me through Patreon, $1, €1, £1, whatever you'd like, or more than that. You can become an advertiser on my site. I sure would appreciate that from anybody who out there listening would like to advertise. That would be great. And then also what method did I not discuss? Oh, interesting. The store. So aindex.org/store. I did not include sales from the store in the revenue because I buy the books. And if these books, the outlay of the books, I also didn't include it. So if I buy 3 books or if I buy 5 books from, say, a Kickstarter, and then I sell them, and I try and sell the 4 to cover the cost of my copy, right? So that I break even. It doesn't cost me anything. So that's why books from the store actually don't make the expenses. Maybe I should be doing that. I don't know. They make the spreadsheet. I have a master spreadsheet where everything gets rolled into. Outlay, inlay, all that stuff. But I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to break even on the books from the store and just try and clear them out. So anyways, those are wonderful ways. The store does have some things. I did sell a book on the store last month. I was very excited to sell. I thought, this book's been sitting around for a while. And then I check eBay and I think, look, I'm selling it for a third less than anybody else on eBay. So that was even then, still slow on the store. Maybe my remaining artist edition should go on eBay. All right. Anyway, support the site. Greatly appreciate it. Affiliate links. Become a Patreon patron. Wonderful. Now, I am trying to do some things for my Patreon patrons. I realize I asked people to become a Patreon patron, and then I almost do another thing. So last month, there was a Hellboy Into the Silent Sea studio edition that Flesks had found an old copy in their warehouse, and they had put it up for sale. I thought a wonderful price. So instead of posting that anywhere or putting it on the site, no, I just sent it to Patreon patrons. So hopefully somebody was able to scoop that up. I thought how can I support these patrons by sending things out like that? Also, I will try and do links of when I have new posts up and put those on Patreon as well. The problem with that is people get emails, and I don't want to inundate people with things. You really should be subscribed to my weekly email so that way you know what's new, you know what's happening. You only get one email a week. That's the way to go. But if not, I will be doing specials like that. If I see something wonderful, then I will put the link up. I meant to. So Netflix, Nexus. There's a second book, that artist edition style book from Nexus, and it's I think it's Gormando Part 2. I didn't link to it. I was greatly disappointed with the entire process of the Kickstarter last time I got that book, and then the subsequent things of how it was sold through their newsletter and how it was sold on different sites, and I was really disappointed. And I thought, well, you know what, all right, then work with that disappointment. And so then I didn't support the campaign. I did not link to it, didn't advertise it, just left it off. If the book comes to retail, then I will put up that solicitation. But I wasn't interested in, and maybe that's not the right attitude to take. But I really felt like they did not do a good job supporting the whole process. So left it off this time. Okay, one review last month, and that was Tex Uno Contro Venti Edizione d'Artista. So that, translated in English, that's 1 against 20. Artist edition. So I was happy to see this. So Edizione d'Artista does not appear on the cover. It does not appear on the title page or on the spine. It does not even appear as the title on the colophon. It is mentioned in the notes on the colophon. So, but I thought, yes, they're saying it's an artist edition. Let's do it. Let's call it Edizione d'Artista. Why not? So let me give you the blurb. I'm not even going to give you the blurb because it just talks about the content. It doesn't even tell you anything about the book. And this is my disappointment with Lo Scarabeo, and this is why I ordered this book and the other textbook. Because, based on the cover, I think it's original art, but you can't tell. So I ordered the other one, and I reviewed it a couple years ago. And then this one, sitting on the shelf, as always. The backlog is a real thing. So I managed to get to this book, thoroughly enjoyed it. Used my Google Translate, read the introduction. Great introduction. It deals with how, as the strip was reprinted over the years, how they added clothes to the original art. They covered up the necklines and covered up the thighs and things. And then later they was whited out as the tastes of the generations changed again. And there's lots of good examples. I appreciated that. And great introduction. I need to be translating and fully reading introductions more. And then it's a great strip in that it presents as a strip. It doesn't present as pages of comic art. Each page is 3, it looks like a comic strip. It's 3 strips that are taped together, creating one page, I guess, for the album. I don't know how this was originally printed or why. I've never seen an example of original printing. At least with like France with Spirou magazine, I understand, they do 2/3, 1/3 kind of thing with other things on the page. Or 2 halves, right? A, B. But this, I have no clue, other than it's 3 pieces. And then it's interesting because some of them, the tape marks line up. You can clearly see this was put together. And then some of them do not line up at all. And like what? I see the tape mark and then this one doesn't match up. So I don't know how they were stored. On the colophon, the family of the artist is thanked, which is appreciated. And that the artist is Aurelio Gallipini. So his family is thanked for having the original art. So I don't know how much of that is. But this, it's his Gallipini's. It really looks like dry brush to me. It's got that look of like an Alex Raymond. Very nice looking. No, I'm not an artist. I could be completely off there, but I love the presentation of the art. It's a great look, and it's fun to flip through this book and really enjoy it. 38 euros. It's a scream of a deal. Let me give you the stats at least on the book. It was released in November 2024. It's 24.6 centimeters by 32.6 centimeters, or 9 3/4 inches by 12.5 inches. It's 176 pages. It's a hardcover, 38 euros. It's quite a deal. You're getting a lot of book here for your 38 euros. Unfortunately, there's a new volume out. I went to order it, and then the shipping's like 30 euros. I thought, well, I'm not going to spend 30 euros shipping on a book that's 38 euros. So, as I did last time, I got 2 books or 4 books, I think, and then got them shipped. I may have to wait for Los Scarabeo to do that again. They do have their books available on Amazon, but I found Amazon from Italy and France also didn't have great shipping price on this. So I thought next time I'm ordering a bundle of something from Amazon, I'll just throw this book in. There's still some Une Vie en Dessin books I'm interested in. So I may get the Victor Hubinon book. So we'll see. Anyway, amazing book. If you get a chance, explore some foreign language books. Yes, I realize nostalgia is a heavy motivator for these volumes, but also just exploring original art is a wonderful opportunity just to really, other cultures, other experiences, other artists, just wonderful stuff. All right, that's it for me this month. Thank you for listening, and we will back to this, and please check out everything that we talked about at aindex.org.
Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She can search this wide world over, she'll never find a sweet man like me.